So we'll go ahead and start having a seat and just taking the opportunity to tune in. So we're going to tune in a little bit deeper. We'll be moving slowly today. We're going to be doing moon salutations. So you've done sun salutations with me multiple times. And as you know, we're always balancing out solar and lunar energies. We have a new moon coming very soon. And so when there's a lack of lunar energy, you want to increase that. So we do moon salutations to help bring up more lunar energy. It's a gentle flow. We'll be taking our time with it. And it's very much an introspective type of flow. So I want you to just take a little bit of extra time tuning into yourself today. So with that nice straight spine, shoulders relaxed, just take an extra deep breath in through your nose. And a big exhale through your mouth. And just kind of settle into your body, being very aware of everything that you feel. And then just beginning a nice, slow, deep breath. Ujjayi breathing, but it can be a gentle Ujjayi breath today. Notice the speed and quality of your thoughts. So any thought patterns. Notice any emotions. Notice your energy right now. And then I'd like you to just go ahead and think deeper about your intention today. So new moons are really fantastic times for bringing new things into fruition, new ways of being, or even new ways of seeing. So we're going to set 3 intentions today. And I want you to set your first intention for your practice, like we always do. So just go ahead and think about what you intend for your practice. Then, in addition to that, I'd like you to set an intention for the rest of your day today. And finally, a third intention that's longer range, I would like you to set an intention for the coming month. So in addition to a new moon coming, we also have a new month starting. And during that month will be spring. It's all about new beginnings, right? So we get to start over, which is great. Every day you get to start over. But with this new moon practice, these moon salutations, it's really nice to be clear about your intentions. So be very clear about that. And then we're going to bring our palms together in front of our hearts. Then I want you to go ahead and very clearly state those 3 intentions to yourself again. Be very clear about it. Your intention for your practice today, your intention for the rest of the day, your intention for the coming month. And then bring your palms that are together up by your head. And we're going to pull our hands from our foreheads down to our hearts. This symbolizes taking those intentions from our thinking head into our feeling heart. And then take one more deep breath in. And exhale. Relax your arms. Let's just roll the shoulders back a couple of times. And we're going to come to standing. So today's practice, because we're doing moon salutations, Chandra Namaskar is the Sanskrit term for that. We're actually beginning on the long side of the mat. You know, normally we start at the front of the mat. You're going to start lengthwise on your mat, and I'd like you to stand at the left side of the mat. We'll be beginning everything on the left side today because that's the lunar side, but you will be working both sides of your mat. So just kind of know that. You're going to be facing both directions, but we'll always start and end facing the direction we are now, lengthwise on the mat. We're really going to take our time with this, work at your own level. It's a very different style of practice, and I think that you will like it. So palms are together in front of the heart. You're going to keep your palms together, and as you inhale, raise the arms up and overhead. And as you exhale, you're going to lean to your left. And we're just going to hold this side bend for a couple of breaths. Like I said, we're going to take our time today. The beautiful thing about lunar energy is that it's slow and gentle. All of those lovely qualities that we often don't have enough of in our lives. Inhale, back up. Exhale to the right. And so you're just kind of feeling into your body. You'll find that this practice is a circular practice, which is beautiful, like the moon. Of course, sun salutations are circular as well, but I think you'll really like this. As you inhale back up, you're just gonna exhale and take a big step out with your right foot. So it's got you semi-wide on your mat. Angle your feet out slightly, bend your knees. And then bend your elbows to 90 degrees. We come into a goddess squat. Only go as deep as you're comfortable going. Keep your tailbone tucked under a little bit. You don't want to overarch the back here. And then we straighten the legs and bring the arms out to the side again. By the way, adjust the distance of your stance throughout this practice anytime you need to. You're going to rotate the right foot out, or in, I should say, the left foot out, parallel to the long sides of the mat. We're going to come into triangle on the left side. So you lengthen out. Left hand is on the shin or the foot or the floor. Right hand is towards the ceiling. And then bring your right hand down. And you're just going to lengthen out over that left leg. Again, feel free to adjust the width or distance of your stance anytime that you need to. From here, and this is called Parvattanasana, this intense hamstring stretch, you're simply going to swivel onto the right toes and drop your right knee down, untucking the toes. So we come into kind of a modified crescent lunge. Palms are together, up and overhead. Pelvis tilts, hips sink forward. And you're just arching back as much as your body allows. We're doing this more than once today, so take your time easing into it. Later in the practice, you'll go a little farther back, but you're just waking your body up right now. Now be mindful of knee issues. From here, we bring both hands down inside the left foot. Angle the left foot slightly to the left or rotate it in a little bit, whatever verbiage works for you. We're simply going to rotate right toes towards the ceiling. You'll find yourself in Skandasana, that side squat that we've done before. Now, hands stay on the floor to support your weight if you need to, or you can bring your hands into prayer, whatever works best for you. But then from here, this is where we become a little more circular with our practice. You're simply going to transition to the right side now. Walk your hands over. Right knee bends, left toes are towards the ceiling. Hands can stay on the floor. You only do as much as your body is ready for. And then from here, hands come down. We simply reverse and drop the left knee down. Now we're coming into our crescent lunge with the right foot forward. Arms are up and overhead, the palms are touching. The hips are moving forward. The chest is lifting and moving back a little bit. And then we're going to bring the hands down. Turn the left toes under. So you're going to take your left knee off the ground. Adjust your stance if you need to. That heel goes flat. Both legs are straight. So if your hamstrings are super tight, walk your hands up and be just below the knee, or you can have your hands on your foot or on the floor. So again, this is called Parvattanasana. And then again, if you need to adjust your stance, please do. From here, we just take it into triangle. Right hand is on that right shin or a block, left hand towards the ceiling. You come up kind of in a star pose, arms out to the side. Rotate the feet out, bend your knees, press them towards the little toe, bend your arms to 90 degrees, goddess pose. From here, straightening your legs. Now you're going to step together, right side of the mat, palms together up and overhead, side bending to your right. Coming up and side bending to your left. And we come back to the center, palms together in front of the heart. That's half of a moon salutation. So we're gonna go the other way and wind up at the other side, but the movements are all the same, and you'll notice you work both sides of the mat each time. So you should be on the right side of your mat now. Palms are together and stay together as you reach up and overhead. Side bend to your right this time. And then side bend to your left. Come back up to standing. Take the arms out to the side. Take a big step to your left. Star pose. Rotate the toes out. Bend the knees. Press them towards the little toes. Elbows 90 degrees. Goddess pose. Straighten your legs. Straighten your arms. Left foot's going to rotate in. That right foot rotates out. We're doing our triangle to the right. So this is our return journey, so to speak. And this is the speed that we'll be practicing today. It's very different from our rigorous sun salutations where you move with every breath. This is a much slower, gentler way to practice. Bring that left hand down and just lengthen out over your right leg. So Parsvattanasana, the hamstring stretch. Then we just drop our left knee to the ground, untuck the toes. Arms are up and overhead with the palms touching for our crescent lunge. So a true crescent lunge, we would actually have our left knee off the floor. It's a bit of a modified crescent lunge, but it's more than enough for today. The whole idea being gentle, mindful. We're going to bring our hands down inside the right foot, rotate the right foot in a little bit, swivel onto the left heel. Left toes are pointing towards the ceiling. You keep your weight on your hands if you need to, only if you feel like you can, should palms come to prayer. Honor your knees. And then we just have the hands on the floor and we walk them over towards the left foot, which we're putting down as the right toes point at the ceiling. Hands can stay on the ground. You're doing whatever feels best in your body. And then from here, the hands come down. We just swivel around, dropping the right knee down, untucking the toes. Palms are together as we take the arms up and overhead into our crescent lunge. Bring your hands to the mat. That right foot goes flat as the left leg straightens to come into Parsvattanasana, hamstring stretch. From here, we transition it into triangle pose. So that right hand is reaching for the ceiling. And by all means, slide your left hand up if you need to. You want to keep the spine long. From our triangle pose, we're simply coming up so that we can adjust the feet, rotate them out, bend the knees, press them towards the little toe, 90 degrees at the elbows, goddess pose. Straighten the legs. Now you're stepping your feet together to the left side of the mat, palms together, arms reach up, you lean to your left side bend. Come all the way up and lean to your right side bend. Come back to the center, bring your palms together in front of your heart. That's one full moon salutation. So you've gone both directions and you've wound up back where you started. 2 full circles, if you will. So we're gonna do it again. You should start getting a little more familiar with the transitions and the poses. So you should be on the left side of your mat. We're gonna reach the palms up, palms stay touching. And as you exhale, you're gonna lean to your left. Inhale, back up. Exhale, lean to your right. Inhale, back up, arms to the side. Take that big step out to the right. Rotate your toes out. Bend your knees, press them towards the little toe. By the way, it can be a baby knee bend if you've got knee issues, or you can go deeper if you're feeling it. 90 degrees at the elbows. And then we're gonna straighten the legs and straighten the arms. Right foot rotates in, left foot rotates out. It's triangle pose to the left. So you just find your triangle pose. Ease your way into it, being very mindful, being very aware of everything you're feeling in your body right now. Bring the right hand down. Lengthen out over that left thigh. Remember, it is okay to step forward if you need to, or to step back when we lunge. Adjust your footing anytime you need to. And now we just drop the right knee down, untuck the toes, palms are together as they come up and overhead. Crescent lunge. Roll the rib cage back a little bit if you can. Hands come down inside that left foot. Change the angle of it so your knee is happy. Right toes rotate towards the ceiling. So it's just a side lunge to the degree that you can. And then you just walk your hands over towards your right foot, angling the foot correctly. So left toes can point at the ceiling, side lunge to the right. And then we swivel around to the right, dropping the left knee, untucking the toes. Palms together, up and overhead, crescent lunge. Hands come down, left foot goes flat. Both legs are as straight as you can get them. Adjusting stance if you need to, using blocks or sliding the hands up, whatever works for you. Constantly staying in feeling mode. And then we transition this into our triangle. Left hand reaches for the ceiling. Rise up, arms straight. Rotate toes out, Bend your knees, bend your elbows, goddess pose. And then you can straighten your legs, step your feet together to the right, palms together. Reach those arms up and overhead, palms still touching, lean to your right. Come on up and lean to your left. Come back up, palms together in front of the heart. And we begin the return journey. So inhale, arms reach up. You lean to the right first. You might notice that your body's loosening up and adjusting to the poses. Inhale, back up, lean to the left. Come back up, take a big step to the left, arms out to the side. Rotate your feet out, bend your knees, bend your elbows. Straighten your legs. Right foot rotates out, left foot rotates in. It's triangle pose to the right. Bring the left hand down, lengthen out over your right leg. Drop that left knee down, palms are together, up and overhead, crescent lunge. Hands come down inside the right foot. Rotate that right foot in a little bit. Left toes reach for the ceiling. So you're on your left heel for Skandasana. You can have hands on the ground or hands in prayer. Walk your hands towards your left foot. Right toes reach for the ceiling. Hands to the ground, swiveling to your left so you can drop your right knee down, untuck the toes, palms together, up and overhead, crescent lunge. Hands to the mat. Get that right foot flat underneath you, extending your left leg. Parsvottanasana. Transition into triangle, taking right hand towards the ceiling. Come all the way up. Rotate the toes out. Bend your knees, press them towards the little toes, bend your elbows, goddess pose. Straighten the legs. Step your feet together to the left side of your mat, palms together. Reach those arms up and overhead, palms still touching, leaning to your left. Come back up and lean to your right. Come back up and bring the palms together in front of your heart. So you've done 2 full Chandra Namaskar, moon salutations, but you've done like 4 circles, right? 4 full circles working both sides of the mat. You've actually opened up pretty much every muscle in your body. So now you can turn and face the front of your mat And I want you to just inhale and reach the arms up. And as you exhale, go ahead and come into a forward bend. And just hold it for a couple of breaths. From your forward bend, you are simply going to find your way to a seated position, Dandasana. Perhaps your first yoga practice with no downward facing dogs or warrior poses. It's a different style of practice, but quite valuable. So find your sit bones, find your straight spine with active legs in Dandasana. Let's pause for a moment. Just check in with your body. Check in with your breathing. It should still be slow and deep. Notice the speed and quality of your thoughts. Notice if there are any emotions. Notice what your energy is like. And then I'd like you to bring back to mind the intention that you set for your practice, the intention that you set for the rest of your day, the intention that you set for the coming month. And simply raise the arms up and overhead. And as you exhale, come into a seated forward bend. Come on up from that. We're going to keep the right leg straight. I want you to bring your left foot across your right thigh with the left foot completely flat. We're going to be twisting to the left. So you can just hug that left knee with your right arm and bring the left hand behind you. Or if you prefer to go a little deeper, right arm is outside left knee or thigh. You want to have a straight spine. You're looking over your left shoulder and you're softening and relaxing into the pose. Go ahead and unwind completely. Left leg extends out. And then we're going to keep the left leg straight and bring the right foot across the left thigh. Right foot is flat. And now we're twisting to the right. So your right hand is behind you. You can either just hug your right knee or you can bring that left elbow outside of it. You want to try and have a straight spine, but relaxed shoulders as you look over the right. Go ahead and unwind completely. Extend your right leg. Let's move a little bit. And then we're going to keep the hands right behind us. I want you to bring the soles of your feet together. Nice straight spine. Knees press out to the side and reach down for the floor. So Baddha Konasana, bound angle, sometimes called cobbler's pose. And then you can keep your feet where they are. Reach around now and grab the toes if you like. And just lean forward, however that feels good to you. So that might be with a straight spine. It might be with a rounded spine. Just take your time. Feel what's going on in your body. Slowly come on up from that, and we'll just transition into a cross-legged position. So just an easy cross-legged position if you can. And you've already done a lot of standing side bends. Now we'll do a seated one. So you're going to put your left hand on the floor first, slide it out to the left, and make sure you keep your right glute firmly planted on the floor. Relax your neck, reach the right arm up and overhead, nice and straight arm. And then begin to bend the left elbow to deepen the stretch, but you keep pressing through that right glute and reaching through the right fingertips. Getting a nice deep stretch on the right side of your body. Come on up from that. Put your right hand on the ground. Slide your right hand out and keep your left glute very connected to the mat. Relax your neck. Reach your left arm up and over. Keep pressing through your left glute, reaching through left fingertips, and then bending the right elbow to deepen that stretch. Go ahead and come on up from that. Bring your hands to your knees. So kind of a seated cat-cow, but we don't want the head to move. So you're going to keep your chin parallel to the ground. Don't let it whip back and forth. As you inhale, you want to pull your chest forward. And as you exhale, you want to round the chest back. Inhaling forward. And exhaling, bringing it back. One more time. And then come back to the center. Now we're going to go side to side. So as you inhale, just let your rib cage move to the left. And as you exhale, move it to the right. Inhaling to the left. Exhaling to the right. Once more. Inhale to the left. And exhale to the right. Come back to center. Now we're going to put those movements together to do rib cage circles, but we're going to go nice and slow. You're going to go 3 in each direction at your own speed. So if you need to think your way through it, you're just combining all of those movements. You're taking your rib cage forward to one side, to the back, to the other side. So at your own rate, nice and slow, 3 in each direction. As you finish out, come back to the center, just pause. We're going to roll the shoulders back a couple of times. And then just one more gentle seated twist. I want you to raise your left arm up in the air. As you exhale, swing it all the way around behind you, transferring right hand to left knee and twisting as far to the left as you can. Slowly return to center. Raise your right arm up in the air. Bring it all the way around behind you as far as you can, transferring left hand to right knee and twisting as far to the right as you comfortably can. And then come back to the center. Extend your legs. Give them a really good wiggle. And then from here, we're just going to gently roll down onto our backs. Hug the knees into the chest. Rock side to side. We're going to place our feet flat on the mat, big toes touching, heels separating. Just coming into traditional bridge pose for our inversion today, keeping the entire sole of both feet flat. Don't lift the heels, just lift your hips. On your next exhale, lower down. Hug the knees in. Feel free to rock. We're going to keep the left knee hugged into the chest. Extend your right leg all the way out onto the ground. Come into just the left half of your dead bug. Grab the arch of your left foot with your left hand. Try and get your lower leg vertical. And you want to apply a little bit of pressure, pulling the knee and the foot down kind of towards the ground. Hug your left knee again, big squeeze. And then we just transition it into a gentle twist. You're going to open your left arm out to the left with the palm facing up and just bring this left leg across you to come into a gentle twist. Head turns to the left if that feels okay. Be very mindful of all the sensations in your body. Also checking in with thoughts and emotions and energy. Letting everything be soft here. On your next inhale, come back up, and as you exhale, hug your left knee one more time. Bring the right knee up to meet it. And then just extend your left leg all the way out onto the ground. From here, grabbing the arch of your right foot with your right hand to come into the right half of dead bug. Preferably getting that lower leg vertical. If you're able to get the knee outside your body, like to the right of the body, that's even better. But you do the best you can and you apply a little pressure. Hug the right knee in again. Bring your right hand out to the right, palm facing up, and you are just going to cross that right leg over your body, coming into a nice, relaxed twist. Let the head turn to the right if that feels okay. And again, you're checking in with everything, your body, your breath, your mind, your heart, your energy, And you're allowing all of those things to soften. On your next inhale, come on back up, and as you exhale, hug your right knee into your chest. Bring your left knee up to meet it. Give yourself a nice side to side rock. And then go ahead and reach down and grab the outside edges of your feet and begin some gentle movement in Happy Baby. So in reality, even though we did gentle moon salutations, there was quite a bit of hip opening. You did side lunges, you did crescent lunge, you did triangle and Parsvottanasana. You got a lot of hip work, including your standing goddess pose. So just see what's going on in the hips. You might be surprised at how yummy they feel after your practice. I hope that's the case. Couple more breaths here. And then we're going to put the feet flat on the mat. The feet are together, the knees are bent and together. Maintaining that soft, even breath. We begin to just roll the hips in time to it. So when you exhale, both knees are going to drop to one side. It can be a small movement or large, your choice. When you inhale, both knees come back up. And when you exhale, they go the opposite direction. You just do this slow, mindful movement, coordinated to your slow, mindful breaths. The next time that your knees return to center, just let the soles of the feet come together and the knees drop open. Just pause for a moment here. So you did a standing variation of goddess pose multiple times during our Chandra Namaskar. Now you're going to do the reclined version. So you're going to bring the arms along the floor, up and over your head. Interlace the fingers, but extend the index fingers. As you next inhale, reach through the index fingers and press your knees down towards the floor. On your next exhale, relax your muscles, unlace the fingers, bring your hands down below your heart, palms up, and now we will lengthen our low back. So the next time you breathe in, you're pressing your low back into the mat, effectively removing that natural curve in your low back. Just holding this while you continue those soft, slow, deep breaths. On your next exhale, Relax, let the curve come back into your spine. And one last time, we're going to inhale and press the low back into the floor. And then exhale and release. Slowly begin to extend your legs. Separate your feet. Come into your best, most relaxed Shavasana position. Once you've found that position, take an extra deep inhale and a soft, slow exhale, releasing any last little vestiges of tension. Just let it all go. Take a few breaths to simply allow your body to soften into the mat. Let go of control of your breath. Let your breath soften. Hopefully you are now feeling your thoughts soften, kind of like they're fading into the background. The heart softens. The energy softens and smooths out. And you have arrived in that deep, relaxed state that Shavasana provides. So the solar energy, the solar side of things is often considered male. It's very active. It can be aggressive, but it's definitely action oriented. The lunar side is feminine. It's softer, it's gentler, it's more intuitive, it's more nurturing. As you lie in your Shavasana today, I'd like you to imagine that you are bathed in beautiful silvery moonlight and that you actually feel all of those lunar qualities. You feel nurtured and nourished. You feel soft, gentle, relaxed. You feel held and cared for and safe. Notice how it feels to allow yourself this softening. Our world is so frequently focused on achievements and actions and doing and accomplishing. How frequently are we rewarded or encouraged to find this other side of things, to achieve balance by softening, resting, relaxing, nurturing ourselves, allowing ourselves to be held and taken care of. So as you are lying here still imagining that you're bathed in that beautiful, silvery, loving moonlight. Check back in with your body. Notice how you're feeling physically. Notice your beautiful, soft breaths, your thoughts, your emotions, your energy. And just begin to bring those small amounts of movement back. Maybe fingers and toes, maybe moving the head or fluttering the eyelids. Start to breathe a little deeper so that on your next inhale, you can spread your fingers and toes. And just exhale with a soft sigh as you relax them. Deeper inhale, stretching out to your fullest length. And again, a soft exhale as you relax. Bend your knees. Roll to your right side. And if you are able, please take 3 full breaths lying on your right side. After your 3rd breath on your right side, you can press yourself up into sitting and find that nice straight spine. If you're at all interested in the energetics of this, the reason that you are on your right side and that I asked you to stay there for a moment, many of you know from the breathwork practices that I have you do to balance out solar and lunar energies that your left side, your left nostril is the lunar side. Because of the way our sinuses work, when you lie on your right side for a few breaths, that automatically, naturally opens up the left nostril, the left sinus, and that is that channel that we want open for our lunar energy to flow. And the reason that we do all of this balancing, again, is that if we are constantly action-oriented, constantly feeding into that solar energy, it can become too much. We can become hyperactive, overstimulated, perhaps even impulsive or reckless. So we balance that with this beautiful, soft lunar energy, but we don't want to be all that either, because that can lead to just apathy and maybe even laziness. It can be too much. So we're constantly finding that beautiful balance between our solar and lunar energies, and we balance that out with what's going on in our world. So with this beautiful new moon and new month coming, we are really working on that left channel. So, of course, you will be doing Chandra Vedana, which is a lunar breath, a left nostril breath. And we're going to do it a little bit differently today. What I'd like you to do is take your left hand, put your left thumb at your navel, and then spread your fingers. So you should have your hand over your lower abdomen, right? From the navel where your thumb is, pinky finger is down close to pubic bone, and you're basically feeling your lower abdomen. We're going to make a thumbs up sign with the right hand. We'll use our right thumb to block the right nostril. So we're just doing left nostril breathing. A slow, deep, very gentle ujjayi breath. But here's the thing. I want you to feel it here in your left hand. I want your breath to really be initiated in your lower abdomen. It's actually your second energy center, Svadhisthana chakra. This is actually where ujjayi breath should originate from. So just very slow, deep breaths in and out, left nostril only, but you're really focusing where your left hand is. I'd love for you to actually feel some movement with the breath there. So let's take a deep inhale through both nostrils. Exhale through both nostrils. Block the right side and focus on deep, slow breathing, but feeling it in the lower abdomen. Finish the breath that you're on and allow both hands to simply rest, palms up on the knees or thighs. Take this opportunity to just tune back into yourself. I'd like you to bring back to mind the intention that you set for your practice today, and then let it go. It's served its purpose. That's fulfilled. Bring back to mind the intention that you set for the rest of your day, and recommit to that, or amend it, or adapt it, change it if you need to. Finally, you bring back to mind your intention for the coming month. Remembering that the intentions that you set now during new moon time have a lot of power and a lot of energy behind them. Let's bring our palms together in front of our hearts and take a moment in gratitude. Gratitude that we have this practice, these tools to keep us balanced, to give us energy when we need energy and there's too much lunar stuff about. And these practices that can soften us and relax us when there's too much solar energy or activity around. We can use these tools to keep ourselves balanced and healthy and well at all levels. Take one more deep breath in through your nose. Exhale with a big sigh. We bring our palms together at our foreheads, and it reminds us to be present. We bring our palms together at our lips, and it reminds us to speak our truth. And bring our palms together at our hearts, our beautiful hearts. We're reminded to keep them open, to always be kind and compassionate and loving, and to include ourselves. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.